If you missed it out, I created a live stream where I showcase how to create agent on Mythic C2. Although we didn't win as planned, we did our best to figure out how the Mythic environment actually worked. We talked about Dockers, we sampled the various containers trying to determine how they work, and in the end we spent like 1 hour debugging something which turned out to be extremely simple. Never mind, I hope the whole this process is extremely useful to you guys. I wanna thank my Patreon for making this happen, and if you have further appreciation, don't hesitate to become a patron yourself. Thanks so much, and let's start. It's a endpoint, let's say, agent like Apple, which is used to connect to the endpoint systems, whether if it's a RabbitMQ, whether if it's a web server, a Jupyter, a documentation, anything in Mythic is designed into Dockers. So all the payload profiles, all the, let's say, agents, all the components, every single component inside the Mythic is a Docker image of its own. And Mythic is just a bundle up to these Docker images, and pretty much it combines them all. Yeah, so pretty much you can get an idea what it looks like. Now that's super important. We have clear instructions on how to set up the Mythic CLI and so on, but I want to see something else. So let me scroll a little bit down. Yeah, so that's it. Now we have pretty much two ways of engaging with Mythic, as far as I know and observed that I have used it. The one way is using Python, so no matter what language you choose to create your beacon, you're gonna always end up needing or choosing between Python and Go, because the Python and Go have these Mythic libraries which can translate anything into the Docker images. And to be honest, I really don't have an idea how we're gonna do that, so we're gonna really start from scratch and try to make one step at a time. Yeah, so here it's explained that all the things should be installed in installed services, and there should be our agent name. Now each agent, including our custom one, must be a Docker image, so we need anything from the custom commands to the Docker image. But as mentioned before, the main idea of today's video, or actually today's stream, is not to create a fully working beacon, because that's quite impossible for the time we have, but rather for us to understand the Mythic structure so we can exponentially code and make progress in time. Yeah, so here we have all of documentations, but what I always love to do is to check the current agents, see some, let's try to find some more simple one, and try to analyze it, right? Because that to me makes most of the sense. Now, when we're choosing some agents to analyze, we have to stick with something that we know, right? Now, you may be a Rust guy, I'm not a Rust guy, I'm not a Golang guy, I'm usually a C# and a Python guy. So even though there are quite an agents on C, what? What do you mean on C? Checking my what did you do there? I thought it was C#. Yeah, more on that later. I'm gonna try to find some basic Python code, because with the basic Python code we can, I think it's the most easy to read, and actually we can get the most out of it. Now, what's the main idea? I'm gonna actually go to draw.io, and here let's try to draw what we want to do, right? So usually, as mentioned in the diagram before, so not here but here, yeah, all of these things are containers. And now I'm gonna walk you through a very simple Mythic C2 usage so you can get an idea of what we're gonna do. So now I've already installed Mythic C2. If I go back to opt Mythic, there it is, and it's already started. If I do a SSN OTP, you can see how much interfaces I have because of the Mythic C2. Now, as mentioned, since all of the things here are Docker images, when you start the Mythic C2, you're gonna have all of interface, because each Docker image occupies an interface. Now, most of the Docker images are listening on localhost. That's because they need for local communication, but some of the Docker images are on all interfaces. By default, all this can be changed. And now, when you install Mythic, which is super easy by the way, so if you Google Mythic C2, watch my previous video, but I'm gonna walk you through that super quick. You have to clone the repository, if you're running Kali, there's a script to install Docker on your system. So there's a version for Debian, Kali, and Ubuntu. When you install that script, you have to just go and do sudo make, and that's gonna create your Mythic CLI. Now, when you do that initially, you're gonna have an empty Mythic C2. Why it's empty? Because you didn't install any agents nor profiles. Now you may ask how the heck that looks like, and I'm gonna try to showcase that. So I can log in, and when I go back to the to the C2 profiles payload types, now you can see that I have installed APU as my agent and HTTP as my C2 type. When you install Mythic from scratch, you're not gonna see that, and you need to install both of these things. Again, they are quite automated, and all you have to do is do Mythic C2 Apollo GitHub, something like that, find it, and then on each repository you're gonna have a dedicated README which is gonna explain how you can actually go there and download the file and install APU and so on. So it's quite like run that command and you're good to go. But so that's the basic Mythic structure. So we have the whole environment, which is, let's say, the UI and all the things behind, and each component, including the APU, the agent which is going to do a C2 beacon, the HTTP, which means in that case how we're gonna beacon to communicate. All these things have Docker images, so you can individually stop, start, modify, and work with them, and that's not gonna interfere all the other Mythic structure. Which I guess is something nice, because if you can develop something and you're developing something, that Docker integration I think can be quite useful, because as mentioned, we can work on it without touching or interfering with the whole Mythic, let's say, structure. So if we mess up with something, Mythic is still gonna work and it's not gonna break at all, which is actually the point. Okay, so again, we have two super important things. We have the Mythic agents, which are pretty much the beacons of Mythic, and we have a lot of them. And we have Mythic C2 profiles. Now, on the C2 profiles, as mentioned before, these are the way of how the beacon is going to communicate. So on the one hand side, you have the beacons. On the one hand side here, you have their way of communication. And they can be quite customized because, as you can see, we are not bound to HTTP/S, but we can do many stuff like Slack, like Discord, like SMB, WebSockets, and many more. So imagine we have a lot of options to code in our beacon, but of course, that's what we have to choose. Now, of course, here we're gonna go with HTTP because I think it makes more sense, even though in some environment, I am sure that things like Discord or let's say DNS or Slack can be super useful, but in order to be more generic, we're gonna set that to be HTTP. And now here's the catch. Here's where it becomes difficult, because I am not sure, and that's what we're gonna try to find out. I'm not sure how to create an agent which is compatible with the HTTP profile. So we need to first take a look at the profile. We need to take a look at how it accepts communication. We have to look at different agents in order to determine how they communicate over HTTP, and pretty much that's the thing. Now, what we want to do is, of course, when doing something like a coding work, it's always a nice idea to make some kind of a structure or a plan, to know what you're doing, where you're going, what's your next steps, and so on. Now, of course, the first step of ours is going to be understand the code structure. That's like the most important thing for now, because as we can see, we can choose from different languages, but we must have a solid ground on what's the Mythic structure and how does it work, right? Now, after we get that and we understand how the Mythic structure operates, now we need to define our next step, which is going to be choosing our communication method, or choosing C2 profile to be, let's say, easier. Now we've already done that, so we've jumped a little bit ahead. And after we do that, then we can, so now I think I have the notification. Yeah, so thanks for following. Yeah, appreciate it so much. Welcome to the channel. And also take a look at the YouTube channel. Alright, so After we choose the C2 profile, which we already did, it's time to actually, in our case, it's HTTP. Let's get that clear. I think the next step would be to create dummy beacon which just connects. And now this is maybe the best challenge for now, for today, to create a dummy beacon that implements the HTTP C2 profile. And after that, after we create a dummy beacon, we can expand into more tasks, such as adding commands, adding assemblies execution, and all the fun stuff. But before we get into the fun stuff, we have to first have a solid ground. And this solid ground includes these three things. So we have to first understand the structure code, we have to choose a C2 profile, and based on that C2 profile, we have to create a dummy beacon that is capable of connection, performing some kind of connection over this C2 profile. Now, in order for me to test the connection, I have a designated machine on my server, which is a simple command VM. They have network access, and all the access is going to be used just for proving that the machines can see each other. Right, so, but we are far from that. We have to first get to the code, see what does it do, and so on. Yeah, so let's start. Now, this is Mythic, right? Here, I'm gonna actually create a new operation. So that's, by the way, one of the coolest part about Mythic and something that I super much enjoy. So you can go on the operation Chimera, which is the default one. You can click new operation. There you can type something like custom beacon, anything pretty much, submit. And now you can go with make current, and that's it. Now we have a fresh environment of Mythic C2 with no payloads, with no callbacks, with no history, and when you start your engagement and separate them on operation based, it's super easy to switch between projects and keep everything organized. So that's one of the best feature of that C2, which I enjoy so much. So you can go there, boom, make a new operation, and you're good to go, which is super nice. Yeah, so now we have the following thing. We have this thing right here. We have the HTTP agent and we have the Apple itself. And now we want to create something custom. Now I know there's repositories like Hercules, which were designed to give you some kind of a walkthrough of how to create your Mythic agent. You have like different exercises like that. But to be honest, I think that's not gonna work so much. So I'm gonna try something else. Here, let's first, as mentioned before, now we can go to the work itself without the intro. Now I want to find an agent which is super easy to read or simpler to read, because if I go with Tina or Apple and so on, they have huge agents, we have a lot of functionalities, and the chance of us getting mistaken, it is getting lost, is huge. Now, for that reason, I'm going to go to the Mythic agents, and from there, I'm going to observe the repositories. Now, ideally, we want to have something with Python. Why Python? Because Python is super easy to read, and I'm sure that most of you guys are okay with Python. If I go with Go or Rust, I'm not a Go or Rust guy, but I'm sure that not most of you are either. So I think it makes more sense to get on Python. Now, in that case, we have, actually, I can filter by language. So, can I? Yeah, language, and we can do Python. Okay. So we have Upfell, we have agent for Sliver, which I believe is some kind of integration with Sliver. So from Mythic UI, you can engage with that. If you want to see that, if you want to see how that works, we can do a stream on it in different time. So hit me up in the comments if you want to see that. We have Nemesis, Ghostwriter, Bloodhound, and so on. Yeah. So ideally, I want something mostly outdated, because the chances it's going to have less code, which we can actually read. So let's see. We have the Medusa, which is from 2023. We have this one, which is Orthrus, which is from 2021. We have Typhoon, Venus, which is updated, and so on. So let's take a look at this one there. So we have one here, and we have the Medusa. So we're not gonna need that for now. Okay. Oh no, that's the Mythic. So we have this one there, and we also need the Medusa. Okay. Now let's see. This was last updated 3 years ago. Let's first observe the call structure. On Mythic, it says in the documentation which we have here that everything is installed inside the folder called installed services. Yeah, that's the one I believe. So if I go to cd installed services, we can see we have Apple and we have HTTP. So that's how we can operate with it. We have to set up our service there and somehow compile it using the Mythic environment, right? Okay, so let me first choose an agent which we have to use as a demo, because when having something like a POC and something which you can use as a template, I think it makes the whole job super easier. Okay, so we have the structure of the things, so pretty much we have the same structure. We have C2 profiles, we have payload types, we have agent icons, readme, config.json, and so on. So pretty much these are standard folders which we have to keep in our beacon. So let's go to C2 profiles, let's go to C2 code, and that's actually where the code is. But what's that? So let's go to server, agent message. Maybe that's a function we need for HTTP communication. Or actually, how this... Actually, let me see. Each beacon is communicating to Mythic in a separated way. So I want to make sure that's using HTTP. Yeah, so it has its own C2 profile. That's gonna make the thing more complicated. So we're not gonna do that. So let's go back to Medusa. Now Medusa inside the C2 profiles is empty, which I believe means that it's gonna use things like HTTP and pre-built profiles inside Mythic. But as you can see, we have pretty much the same structure. We have payload type. If we go there, we have the Medusa, and on the Medusa we have the agent code, where pretty much is the code for the Medusa. Now we have to be super cautious about the structure, because inside Medusa, actually payload type. Yeah, actually, let me go back to the whole beginning. On the payload type, we have main.py. So we have a pip library, which is Mythic container. This is the asynchronous library, which is capable of executing async in Python. And from medusa.mythic import star, so it's like a designated pip library. Okay. Then we have Mythic container, Mythic service, start and run forever. Alright, good. Good. Then we have a Docker file, which is a feature, Mythic Python base. So I believe that's a Docker container for base agent, which we have to use. I'm sure we have to use. Yeah, so let's see. Mythic Python macOS. Yeah, so we have, yeah, the base image there. Okay, let's see. So I believe we have to use that, from where we have to start building our image and so on. Okay, then workdiv is /mythic, okay, and then command is python3 main.py. Alright. After that, we have rabbitmq config, okay. So it uses maybe rabbitmq to communicate with the other Mythic environment. And if we go to agent, actually let me see init.py, it's empty, okay. Let's go to Mythic, agent functions, oh okay. So we have a Python file for each agent function. I'm not sure what browser script is. It's a JS code, oh yeah. I'm too bad at that. If you guys can read and translate JS code to me, that would be super nice. But what I want to see is agent code. Okay. And we have the agent code here, which in theory should have main.py. I believe so. No, it's not. Oh, the main.py was actually... Where is the main.py? Can I search for that? That's strange. I think it's going to be easier if we clone the repository. What do you think? Let's do that. Let me cd into desktop, git clone, paste that, code Medusa, and now we can, it's easier to analyze it that way. Okay, so we have some documentations which they're not empty. That's nice because we can use this template for documentation as well when we need to, of course. The C2 profile is empty. We have the icon which we don't need so far. We can tweak that later. And pretty much what it looks like is that all the magic is inside payload type. I'm not sure what that is, but we can take a look at that. But inside payload types, we have all the magic. So we have main.py. Oh, there it is. We already take a look at that. We have the Docker file. And in Medusa, we have agent code and Mythic. And I hate that the default icon theme, so I can go and change that. Yeah, let's install something. Yeah, now it makes more sense because now we can see the folders. Okay. Now inside the agent code, inside Mythic. All right, so we have some kind of a structure we need to understand. So we have the base agent. In this base agent, we have payload type, and I believe payload type, if we go to cd ops Mythic install services Apollo, we can see, okay, Apollo there. You can see pretty much the same thing. So I can go to Mythic, and now we have agent functions, browser scripts, and so on. So it's like that. The template is like that. Okay. So we have agent code. In Mythic, we have agent functions. So most likely these are, that's my opinion, we can check that. Agent functions is defining them. No, that cannot be it. So what's the difference between agent code? Let's take a look at download.py and download.py here. So the code here defines one method, which is download, and most likely that's the raw code behind it. It's getting complicated. Yeah, we are taking a turn from our main idea. So let's remember what we are doing, and that's why we need to map it out. Because here we're not gonna try to create custom functions or do anything like that. But what we want is to actually create some agent that we can compile and work from Mythic, and we can create some kind of HTTP communication. So for now, we're not gonna care about the download, the base code, the base agent, and so on. What I want to see is how this thing uses HTTP. So let's try to find it out. So these are commands. Okay, we're not gonna need that. On the base agent, what we have? Base agent py2, base agent py3. Okay, that's nice. So we have some functions that can be useful. Post responses, process task, get tasking, okay, check. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the base agent code. That's what we need. The base agent code. We're not gonna touch into that so much. Oh, actually, maybe that's used for encrypting the communication over the HTTP. That's super interesting. Okay, so base agent code. Where these are, so they are somehow passed from environment variables, I believe. Yeah, so let's start from the very beginning. We have all the libraries, so OS, random, JSON, sockets, and so on. From datetime, from queue, import queue, so nothing Mythic custom, that's pure Python code, which is nice, I believe, because that is most likely the thing we need. Crypto here, so it's gonna use, I believe, either crypto Py2 or Py3 to actually do that for the corresponding version. Crypto here, so most likely here it's gonna input some commands or some function or export anything, I'm not sure. Now get yours version, get username, format message. Post responses and check in. I believe we need that function. So let's see what that thing do. We have hostname, we get the hostname by somewhere, I'm not sure where. Alright, data. Also, that's the data I believe it's accepting. So pretty much we pass that. We convert this to JSON. Wait. We have a data which is pretty much an array with data we need to pass. So we have the IP, the OS, user, host, domain, architecture, encryption key, decryption key, okay. Encoded data is that. Decoded data is that. And here we call make request, which is this function here. I believe it should be super easier if we use the Python 3 version. Duplicate that. And actually rename it. So that's going to be base agent 3.py. Okay. Ooh, now it's better. So let's go back to the check-in function. Now it makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know why we were doing that before. Okay, so here we have encoded data, which is that self-encrypt. So we have the function encrypt, which is used from crypto, I believe. Then we have self-decrypt and make request. The make request function is that. Okay, whew, a lot of code. Okay. So let's see. Request handler. We have the proxy. So you mean to tell me that we need these two functions in order for our beacon to work? Let's try to do something. Yeah, so let's just go for it. Now here let's try, let's go back to documentation. And I think here's supposed to be a repository with the exemplary template. Yeah, example containers. That's the one. And now here let's try to clone the repository and let's try to compile it, see how it works and so on. Yeah, so here that's the template for the container. We have payload type. Yeah, we have Python services, and these are the one. Okay, good. Does it explain how to compile it? No, but I think here it should explain how to do it. So yeah, we need to copy the folder we want into installed services. All right, then we need to read Docker compose file to know that it's there. Okay, so there's Docker compose file, the main one from Mythic. When we install something, we have to make sure that the Docker compose is informed that we've installed something. Makes sense. So let's assume we copied Python services. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Then we need to run add Python. Okay, so we first copy something to there, we add it with this command. All right, and then we have to build. So Mythic CUI build Python services. That should be it, and we then start it. Let's try it. Let's try it. So first I'm gonna go to here. Actually, not there, but here. I'm going to clone the repo in my desktop. Now let's forget that for now and open the new one with Python with VS Code. So desktop, example containers, select that, and let's see the structure of this one there. So we have the payload type, and we have either Go services or Python services. So we can choose from this one there to copy it to installed services in Mythic. Let's go with Python services, and we have basic Python agent, and we have something inside. Without me doing something, let me first try to make this work, and let's see if we can see the beacon there. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to copy -r example containers, payload type, and Python services inside of Mythic installed services. Yeah, and of course sudo. Now if I go back to Mythic and list installed services, we have the Python services there. Now, as documentation stated, we need to first make sure that the Docker container knows that we've set up something. So we can do sudo mythic CLI add Python services. Okay. Then we can do build. Okay. It's doing something. Okay, and now we can do start. Actually, the build should automatically start with it, but never mind. Can we go back to Mythic? Oh, there it is. We have basic Python agent. Okay. Now that's a macOS design and used for, but we have some kind of a structure, right? Can we generate a payload from it? Generate new payload, macOS. Yep, we can. So we have some kind of a demo commands, which now we can take a look and see how they work and so on. And it communicates over HTTP, which is perfect for us. Alright, that's perfect. Great. Alright, now let's see how to make changes. Because now we have the base agent, but now I want to be able to make some changes at will, right? So in that case, let's try to change some of the commands. So if I go to action, generate new payload, macOS, next we have the command ls. I want that to be called ls2, for example. Alright, so let's try to go with basic Python agent code. Now we have ls.js, which I think that's not it. But what is it? It's, I believe, inside the agent function. And now we have ls.py. Great. Okay. Ls command. Is that it? So let's try change that to ls2. Okay. Now let's do Checkymunder once again told me that a few months ago, that In order to make changes to an agent, you have to remove and rebuild it. So in that case, I think it was Mythic CUI remove Python services. It's gonna stop and remove it automatically. Yep, okay. Now let me see if there's anything like that. Yeah, it's all fine. Okay, okay. Then we can do sudo remove rf install services, Python services, okay. Now we can recopy that. So like that. Of course, sudo. And now again, add Python services, build Python services. And I think now, if everything is alright, now it's online again. If we go to the payloads action generate macOS, yep, yeah, we have some kind of a change, which proves that we can now in real time modify the code and tweak it. Alright, that's nice. Now let's see how that thing communicates. And we have a base. Oh, it's a JS. It's a JS, guys. Damn. Let's try to read it. Shouldn't be that bad. So we have RESTful C2 mechanism. Okay. This includes obviously HTTP or HTTPS. Then these commands, pretty much, isn't that the same as the one from Medusa? So on the, yeah, how can I, oh yeah, there it is. So on the data, so that's the proxy, wait, oh wait. So these commands, no, it's not the same. There's the jitter. So it can use either dynamic HTTP or HTTP. Alright, and we know that the template for communicating over HTTP is here. But how does Mythic expect data? Yeah, I'm too bad with JS. Yeah, definitely. I'm having a hard time even reading that. Oh my god. Oh, the checking method. Okay, okay. Okay. Yep, there it is. So IP. Oh no, it's not. It's not that. That's super strange. Yeah, forget that. I'm not gonna bother with JS. Sorry, not gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do is actually copy from Medusa because you know Python is much easier for me. So here I'm gonna delete all of that. Oh. Agent code, delete that. C2 profiles. Yeah, delete that. Now we have agent functions. I'm not gonna use go at all, so we can remove that at all, just to clear up the environment. Now these are all empty, which we don't need at the moment, so we can also delete them like that. Okay. If you guys have any ideas and any nudges, just always your feedback is super welcome. Okay, so now we have, actually we don't need that also, but let it stay. We have the payload type, we have Python services. Alright, inside the Python services we have the basic Python agent. So these are, I believe, things that we do not need for now. Yeah, so these are for the web host, for the web socketing. And I'm sure that we don't need that for now. Yeah. So I can delete the WebSocket. I can delete the logger. Actually not. That's that's looking like something important. But my webhook, actually I don't need that. Or actually I do. Yeah, so let's leave that as it is. Okay. And the translator. Okay, let's not touch these things. Okay. Yeah, I can agree on that. But now inside the Python services, we have init.py, which is empty. We have the Docker file, which is doing exactly the same code as Medusa. So it's pulling the base agent from Docker store. The work div is again /mythic, and it does python3 main.py. Okay, good. What does the main.py do? Import Mythic container, Mythic service, start and run forever. So pretty much we have the same code as the Medusa. And this code proves that we don't need to use WebSocket, translator, and logger, so I can very confidently delete them. And let's see how it goes. So I can delete that, I can also get to delete that, and I also get to delete that. So now we have a clean up code, which of course is not gonna work, but at least it's cleaned up. Now we have basic Python agent, which is that one here, okay, and we import it with the main.py. Save it, and now that's the basic Python agent, which has its own init.py, which now is not empty, by the way. Okay, so search path, current path, parent, alright. Let's see if that's the case with Medusa. So we have init.py, yep, it's the same case. And I believe it's the same code, exactly the same code. So what the code do is, I believe it gets the function. So all the agent functions, which ends with .py, inside the agent functions are getting detected. And then import module, yeah, so pretty much we import all the agent functions, which are here. Okay, this we have init.py empty, we have builder, which is, I believe, the creator when you create the payload. That's how, sorry, that's how you build it after all. Alright, and let's see the builder of Medusa, by the way. So in the agent functions, builder.py, we have the same name, exactly the same name. So I believe that's a standard file that Mythic needs. Alright, so we have name Medusa, file extension py, we have the author, supported OS, we have Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, okay. And we have build parameters. Okay. Oh, great. Actually, that's how we define the parameters during the build phase. See? I told you that we need to replace something somewhere. Okay, let's start combining some pieces. What I want to do is, actually I'm going to not touch these functions, but I'm going to change the build parameters, the build code, sorry. I'm going to literally copy it from Medusa. So I'm going to copy that into here, paste it, and save it. Now obviously we will need something to make it work, because we don't have the, actually that's not needed, by the way. That's not needed. No, actually it is. It is needed, because I cannot test it. Now the basic Python agent is only supported to macOS, and we can't really test it, and that's why I want to choose the one from Medusa, because it's usable to all the platforms. But pretty much it has the same static thing. We have the same template, which is the name, file extension, author, and so on, and we have the supported OS. Now in that case, in theory, if we call that test, Medusa test, and remove the macOS because we don't need it now, in theory this should change the whole agent name. Let's check that out. Okay, so here we have some build parameters that we need. Okay, and now we need to make sure this will not fail, because here we don't have the crypto, we don't have the UID, so we need to pretty much adjust that. Now, how do we adjust that? Let's see. Inside the agent code, base agent, we need this one there. So we need the base agent. So agent code, create new folder, base agent, and I believe it's with underscore. Yep, it is. And now we need base agent. Actually, let me copy the files. Paste. Yeah, we don't need that. We have the crypto, which is for version 2 and 3. We have the base agent, and we have manual crypto, which I'm not sure what that is. But in theory, now our agent could be compilable. So first I want to check if it works, and if it works, we're gonna go deeper into the code, into understanding how it works, because now I'm really not sure. So let's repeat the process. Sudo Mythic C2 remove Python services. Alright, then let's add that. And now build it. Oh, wait. Yeah, so sudo remove Python services, then sudo cp like that, then add, then build, and now it should be online, in theory. No, it's not, but oh yeah, we have the Medusa test. So definitely it worked, and now this agent is no more needed. Yeah, see you, big buddy. Now let's go back to the payload section, create new payload, let's keep it on Windows, and now, yeah, we have the Medusa test, nice, and pretty much these are the parameters that are inside the builder.py. So here if you go to builder.py, these parameters are the one we see. So if you pay attention, we have build parameter output, which can be pi and base64. So if I go here, this is pi, this is base64. And there, that's how you pass parameters. Alright, so Python version 3.8, 2.7, 3.8, 2.7, and so on. So all the parameters are there. Now we want to generate a very simple beacon. So I don't want HTTP certificate at all. If HTTP leave yes, okay. Then I don't want to store that because I want to see the payload and how it's generated. Let me click next, and we have no commands. Alright, why we don't have commands? Let's see, we have a base agent. Oh yeah, we don't have anything inside the agent code. So one of the main command we need is of course the exit, because without exit the beacon is pretty much useless. I mean, exit is not the one important thing, but it's super important. So on the agent code, actually that's why agent code, yeah, there I need to create a file. So on the agent code, new file, exit.py, and here paste that. So we have base agent separate from exit.py. Okay. And now we should have a command, which exit.py is here, exit.py is there. So pretty much that should be enough. And actually I need to also copy the exit.py from agent functions, because I think it's different. So exit.py, yep, paste that, okay. And now in theory, just in theory, we should be able to have one exit command. So again, repeat the process. Remove. Do you guys have any questions so far? Do you find something non-clear? Do you want me to explain anything again? Because I think I started to get it, but I'm not sure how well I've explained that. So sudo remove ref Python services, sudo copy like that, add, and build. So your feedback is always welcome. All right. If you have questions or anything that, ideas or anything, just comment section is yours. All right, now let's go back. Medusa test is online again. Now, in theory, if I am to generate a new beacon, I should be able to see, actually, Medusa test, one command, and it's not there. All right. Why? We have Medusa, agent code, base agent, which are all the basic functionality for HTTP, and we have the commands. In that case, we have exit.py. Yep, there it is. Now we have that. So we have Python, basic Python agent code, and inside the agent code, we have exit.py. Exactly. So it's not inside the base agent, but inside the agent code. Yep. Now on the agent function, which is here we have a Mythic folder with the agent functions. Is that the reason why I'm not seeing that? Delete the JS code. We don't need it. Maybe because this path is not clear. So we have current path.parent, agent functions, all.py. So I think we have some kind of mistake about this code is not able to detect our functions. So let me try to fix that. Here that one is empty. We have the builder. Actually, I don't want the Linux support as well because it makes the things a little bit, it adds one extra click. Oh yeah, that's why. Agent path is not Medusa. So let me try to fix that. That's inside builder.py. Path is the current maybe path. So to be able to trace that better, I want to do like that, builder. Okay, so inside the builder, let's see the path. Which was somewhere here. Oh yeah, there it is. So path, Medusa, Mythic, and then agent code. Okay. So in that case, it should be what type? Medusa. So in that case, it should be in theory basic Python agent. And now agent path is here is like Mythic. So I guess that's ours. I believe. We don't care about the icon so far, but what we want is the code. So agent code path is again the main path / basic Python agent / agent code. I believe that's it. I believe. So what we can do, repeat the process. So remove. Actually, we can automate that with a bash script. Shall we? Yeah, I think we shall. So I can open a new tab. Here I do sudo the compile.sh, and now that's the first command we need. Actually, let's do it bin bash. That's the first command we need. Then we need to remove the Python services. Then we need to copy the new Python services. And then we need to add. And then we need to build. With that, our automation should be ready. And by just running one script, all these steps are compiled, which should save some time. Okay. Alright, now let's go back to the Mythic because we did that manually this time. Is the agent active? It is. So actions, generate new payload to Windows, Medusa test, next, and no commands. Now we have a difference because in the previous example we needed to choose between Linux and Windows. Now we know for sure that it worked, and now we have only Windows. But I believe we make a mistake with the path itself. So yeah, we have to again take a look at that. So let's see how this is structured. It's like base agent path. In that case, it is /Medusa, which so agent path lib.path is, I believe, the payload type. Then you have Medusa. Oh wait. Oh yeah, so we have the base path lib.path. How can we debug that? Huh? How can we debug that? Yeah, so that should be the current path from this thing here. Then we have /Medusa. Then we have Mythic. Okay. Good. Then the icon path, we don't really care about that. Then we have the agent code, which is again the basic path, /Medusa, /agent code. Okay. In that case, we have Python services as our basic path. Then we have basic Python agent as before. I got confused. Let me try again. And here we don't have a Mythic folder. And by the way, that's how you define what C2 profiles you want your agent to use. It's that simple. It's getting more clear, but we need more time to understand the structure. So we are still the first task. Alright, so in that case, Mythic. Oh. Yeah, it's like inside the basic Python agent. And here we have the agent functions. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay. Current path /agent functions. Okay, that's where we need that. That's, I think, correct. Oh, do we need the builder function there? Or inside the agent code? No, we don't. There's no builder in there. The builder is inside only agent functions. That one is empty. Okay, so we have path, current path, /Medusa, /Mythic. Okay, so in that case, that translates perfectly. But maybe we need the /. No, we don't. So /basic Python agent. Do I have a typo? Basic underscore Python underscore agent. Okay. Then we have agent code path is basic Python agent, okay, slash agent underscore code, which is exactly there. Do you guys have any idea about that? Why it does not translate it? Let me try something else without basic Python agent. Now, remember, our beacon now is called Medusa test, right? Actually, wait. It's something. It's a mistake with the path. I'm 100% sure of that. So this one is there, and that's where it's supposed to be. Yep, because we have the current path. That parent. Huh? I don't get that. Where is the init.py in Medusa? There it is. Okay. Yeah, so that's with the same in the current path with the agent functions. So I think that's correct. So we have init.py, and init.py can engage with agent functions. So they're inside basic Python agent. Okay, in that case, it's inside Mythic. Agent code is different. Maybe the Medusa structure is not that well explained as before, but it works. So we're gonna get it. Don't worry, we're gonna do it. Let's see. Maybe we don't need that, but that. Oh wait, that's on Medusa. Yeah, sorry. So here on the init.py, we don't need the parent because it's inside the same folder. We need that. Maybe. So let's try the script now. Sudo recompile.sh. Should be at least easier now. Yeah, something bad happened. Oh, yeah. Okay. Why it's so fine? Something happened. Let's try to manually do that. Remove. What was it? Yeah, like that. Copy. Add. Build. And what happened now? Yeah, so it's not like that. We need We need the parent. Okay. Where was that? Oh yeah, there it is. Now inside the builder, let's see what's wrong there. Actually, I have an idea. Now, since we restore it, let's repeat the process. I believe the script works because the issue was not from it. So I'm gonna recompile. Then we're gonna go inside the Docker image. We're gonna try to run the code and try to pretty much see if we can get something to work. So now it should be online. Yep. Now we can do here sudo docker ps, and now identify the container ID and sudo docker exec it's it, and bash. Alright, now if I do python 3 main.py, yeah, let's see what's going on. We have an error because the basic Python agent medusa.svg is not found. Okay, so most likely we need to fix that. Okay, then what we can do is, from where it was requested, basic Python agents medusa.svg. So I can copy that into basic Python agent, move that there, and just rename it to Medusa. Why not? Just do it. Okay, then get out of the container, then here, recompile, and let's see, maybe we can get something to work this time. Alright, now it's online again. Oh, no, it's not. But now we have the SVG. Now let's see what happened again, because obviously it's not online. Let's try docker exec. Is it online now? No. Yeah, never mind. Not sure what was the issue. It was not started. But let's try to generate something now. Windows, yep. Medusa test, yep. And no commands. Yeah, so what I can do is I can go to basic Python agent. I can go to agent functions. I can go to Python 3 builder.py, and let's see. What I can do is replicate some of the code. So on the builder.py, I want to import the libraries, which are this one there. So I can do Python 3. Here I can type that. And now from here, I want to copy that. Yeah, that's why. Because here, basic Python agent is not there. So we're operating inside this directory. But then why that's the case with Medusa? I don't get that. So on the build.py we have, that's super strange. So path-lib, Medusa Mythic, it spawns in this directory. Maybe we can try Python services. And now, yeah, sorry. Maybe, just maybe, if we follow the example from Medusa, we can get to something like that. So let me try that. Print agent path, Python services, basic agent, basic Python agent. Maybe. And now agent path. Okay. Now we can remove that. All right. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be it. Python services, basic Python agent, sorry, Medusa.svg. I mean, let's just try it. Let's just try it. What can go wrong? Oh, yeah, I saved it. Now we should recompile. So let's see. Okay, let's go back and connect to Medusa test. Why? What happened now? Okay, wait, that's important. So let's see. Failed to read agent icon. So it was working before. I don't get that. Having split it vertically is, I believe, better. So I think we have to build for that. Yeah, now it works. Can I refresh it? Yeah, the icon is there. But why there are no commands? That's super strange. Well, the icon works, it means that it can resolve the thing, but no commands. Alright. So the icon is there, which means that it's inside the basic Python agent. There it is, Medusa.svc. So agent path is here, which is populated correctly. That's correct. Alright. Then we have the agent code path, which I believe can be this one there. Oh. Agent code. So agent path is basic Python agent. Inside we have svg, sorry, and then we have inside the same folder we have the agent code. That should be it. So in theory, that should work. Okay, Python. It's so easy when you script that. Okay, now it works. The agent is there. Let me try to generate a beacon now. Windows, next. Of course, Medusa test, next. And no commands. So let's see. Maybe there's somewhere a thing which adds a command. Let's see. We don't need that anymore. Oh, we can test if that's correct. So what I can do is do sudo docker ps. Now here get a shell for this one there. Now I can do Python 3 main.py just to see if it works. Yeah, we don't have a problem so far with that. But what I want is to see the inside the basic Python agent, inside the agent functions. And now here, or actually, I should be inside the basic Python agent. Now the Python 3 and copy it one line after another. Of course, I need to import it. So import that. Maybe I also need that. Can I do it like that? Nope. How that even works? Oh, from path import path. I mean, we did that. Let me try again. Okay. And now the command path should be like that. Okay, never mind. If we take a look at the init.py from Medusa, it's like current path.parent, and it's .parent because we have Mythic and the parent is Medusa. Oh wait. Yeah, so the init.py is inside here, inside Mythic. And agent functions are here. Does that even work? That's super strange. I don't get it. Yeah, we can try like that. It's now at least nice because we can super easily compile and test our thing, which is, I believe, part of the process. You have to be able to test things super easy. Alright. It's super hard because I can't resolve that. But you know, that's how sometimes the things are. That's done. It's offline again. Why? Maybe if I use the name Python services, I can still get it. Yep. Python 3 main.py. It's so fine. Which means that it previously worked. I'm really stuck here. Do you guys have any idea about why I'm doing wrong? And why the commands have not read? I really don't know. Okay, so what we can do is remove parent. Anyway, it took so much resource of my machine. I'm not sure what happened. Now it's online, which means that it works in some form. But no commands. Okay. Let me try something different. So here we have the exit.py. Okay. And here we have base agent and exit.py. Maybe this one are getting some kind of an, because they're not resolved, maybe they can bug things out. So I'm gonna definitely delete all of them to make everything clean and pretty much easier to work with. Come on. What happened that you're doing so much work? I'm really not sure why that's the case. I'm really not sure what happened with the VM, but I can try a super easy restart. Okay, yeah, time for questions. Do you guys have any idea why I'm not seeing the commands? I'm keeping an eye, but you're being pretty silent so far. So, any idea, any questions? Why do you think I'm not seeing any commands? Yeah, but this worked before. I don't get why the code was not resolved. Do you need a slash? Not sure. Just a quick test. Yeah, see? So it's like that. Basic Python agent. Now the Medusa SVC is resolved. Agent code. Okay. That should be also resolved. Let me try adding another command. Or I can go with ls. You have Python 2 and 3. But the exit is the same, by the way. That should not be a problem. That's inside agent code. Inside agent function, we should have ls. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let me try to compile. Maybe the code, maybe we didn't we use the code agent function from Medusa and agent code from example container. Maybe that's what makes the difference. But I just want to see if that's gonna work now. So it's resolved correctly. We have the log there. Now generate payload, Windows, Medusa test, next, and no commands. Okay. What if we do next? Okay. I want to see if choosing a different Python version can get a different result, but it was not. So let's see why we don't have commands. Maybe. Which I believe is the same, but maybe it's not. I'm not sure why in Medusa we have the reuse to that. I'm not sure if that's a bad coding practice or that's just something that's needed by Mythic. I really don't know. I'm exploring the grounds. No, it's not that. Okay. What if I replicate the structure? So I can put my agent functions and init.py inside a folder called Mythic. Let's just try that. So here I can do new folder, Mythic. Now inside the Mythic I'm gonna put my agent functions, move, and not only that, I'm gonna put in .py. Oh, no, cancel. Move here. Wait. So here I have a Mythic. I have .py, which is here is empty. Yep. Okay. I think that should be inside Mythic. Yeah, so we have Mythic. So yeah, payload type, Python services, basic Python agent, agent code, Mythic, and inside Mythic we have agent functions, and .py. Yeah, so let me try that. Once we get used to a structure, which I think can be super nice, but that's, I believe, the worst part. Is it gonna work now? Nope, can't connect. Yeah, so we have to most likely go inside the builder, and on the builder, replicate what's on the builder from Medusa. Yeah, so I can now here I need to specify Mythic. Okay. Let me try again. It's still offline. Why? The whole thing is not working. I've tried to restore the previous environment, but looks like it fails. Now it seemed to work. But we don't have command. Okay, but now it really seemed to work. So now we have the previous environment. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna test with what's gonna happen if I don't specify any command. So I should be able, in theory, to see the base agent to start communicating. At least we know that is gonna work. So I can go to like that. All right. Go on the HTTP. Do get my IP address like that. And now next, let's create a payload. Let's download it. Why let's open the Python file with as like a PDF. I can open that with Kate. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to choose Python, and that's because pretty much you can decode the beacon and see what's going on, how it expects to communicate, and pretty much it's going to be easier for that. So I can try to pretty much transfer that. So cd downloads, do Python 3, okay. Let me go back to my command VM. Of course the update now, but that's the least of an issue for us now. Get the Medusa test. Yeah, we have callback. So we know that the base agent work, which is super nice. We can reverse it to see how the HTTP communication is going on. But the point is, we don't see a command. And the beacon works. The beacon indeed works, which is super nice. We have a lot of progress there. But why we don't have commands? That's the thing. I'm sure it's something path related. It has to be something path related. So maybe we have something like that. Command. Get commands. There's a method called get commands. Okay, where is that? Okay, inside builds. Command code is nothing. So for cmd instead of commands, get commands. Can we jump into there? Where get commands used? Only here, you gotta be kidding me. So that's most likely a Mythic function inside the library. Now we pass the agent call path. Commands here. Okay. Command code. So the code is nothing. It reads the commands and it replaces all the commands here, which is nice. Yeah. The point is why the command code is nothing. Okay, so we have the command path. Command not available. I'm really not sure what the heck is going on. Let's go to main. It has to be something with the path. I'm sure that's the case. That's the problem. The point is Medusa SVG is resolved. Agent code is there. Basic Python agent is correct because that's how Medusa SVG is resolved. It's like here. That's so strange. Why the functions have not read? So it's like Medusa, Mythic. In our case, we don't have Mythic, so it's just a basic Python agent. Medusa SVG is resolved correctly. And here we have Medusa agent code, which is Medusa agent code. In our case, it's basic Python agent code. That's correct. Why there are no commands? Let's see the structure. Let's get back. Let's take a step back and try to analyze that. So we have. Don't even need that. Okay. So we have. Can I open that with Tunar? So I can go to desktop, Medusa. So we have payload type, Medusa. Oh, okay. I can open desktop, example containers, open folder. Let's compare, because I get lost in Visual Studio, to be honest. Payload type. So yeah, payload type, Medusa. In our case, it's Python services. There we have the main.py, the Docker file, and the config, of course, for the RabbitMQ, which is nice. And then we have another Medusa, which in our case is basic Python agent. And there we have the agent code. We have the init.py, which is empty, and in our case is not empty. Okay. And now inside Mythic, we have the agent functions, init.py, and medusa.svg. This, I believe it's in the same folder. And there are all the commands. Yeah, it's empty. Do we need that Mythic structure for other agents? Let's see. Apple Mythic C2. Let me see payload type. Apollo. Okay, Dockerfile main.py Apollo. Oh, it's a structure that we must follow. It's a structure that we must follow, guys. Okay, I got it. In that case, now we need to follow Mythic. Right. Now we have payload type, Python services, Medusa. Here we have Dockerfile main.py. We don't need that, it's empty, either way. Okay, now inside the basic Python agent, we need the agent code, Mythic folder, and everything's inside. So here, here, and here. That's empty, doesn't mean anything either way. And now inside Mythic, we have the init.py, which is not empty, that's JavaScript. We have all the agent functions, alright. And we have the logo. So far, so good. Great. Now, we can remove this one there. Okay. And now let's see, we have the Mythic. Alright, we have agent functions, builder. And now here's the catch. On the builder, so agent functions, builder. Now we need to follow this template, like that. So now I would need most likely Mythic to be here. Now the agent path / Medusa SVG is correct, and then agent code is also looks correct. Good. Let's try. Okay. Let's go back to Mythic. The agent is working. Oh wait, okay. It's not. It's not. Why? Are we gonna start crashing my CPU again? Give me some feedback. Why are you not working? Do something, please. I'm really sure why it's not working. I can't tell. And why is that different? Oh, it's different because maybe we didn't change that. So on the RabbitMQ config, I need to specify the password. And now we do the process, maybe. So again, don't tell me it was the reason. Don't tell me that was the reason, because we forgot to update the RabbitMQ password. And now we do not know how to communicate between services. Still doesn't work. Can you now give me some kind of feedback? Now the password is updated for sure. Yep, it is. Why do you not work now? Now that's the worst kind of issue. It doesn't work and nothing tells you why. Okay. Why do you open that with PDF viewer? Let's open that with Kate. Okay, so the code is pretty much standard here. Open with Kate. Yeah, it's pretty much the same code. We have the main.py, which is... it's not the same. Mythic container, async, import basic Python agent. Or we can do from import star, all in the same syntax. Okay, we have the RabbitMQ config. Okay, and oh, that is the Medusa weight. Then we have basic Python agent. All right, let's copy the new.py. Maybe the Mythic needs it. We have agent code, base agent, and all the functions. Okay, great. So we have... why we have more files? 2, 4, 2, 4, OPSEC 7. Manual crypt 3, manual crypt 2. Cryptolib Py 3, Cryptolib Py 2, base agent. Oh, we have, yeah, the testing agent. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, it's not an error. Okay, so here we have the agent code, we have the exit.py. Alright, inside Medusa we have Mythic, or Mythic, init.py. Alright, the file, medusa.xvc, come on. Agent functions, builder, and all the functions. And I'm not sure why it's not working. Maybe we can try again with the modified main.py. So I really hope that was the reason. It's still offline. And nothing tells you why. Yep, nothing tells you why. Maybe we need more init.pys. So on the payload type, we don't have nothing. Or actually, let me reclone the Medusa because I think we made some modification on it. So we can do, yeah, if it's Python Medusa, I can actually reclone that. Okay. Now here, what do we have? Medusa, local file main.py. Okay. Then we have, actually, let me go with the payload type, Medusa. Okay, so payload type, Python services, we have the same configuration. Okay. Go to Medusa, we have empty init.py. Okay. Then we go to Mythic, and there the init.py is not empty. That's the one which is actually used. Yeah, pretty much the same code. Okay. Then we go to, actually not here, agent function. We have empty init.py. Alright. And the agent code. Do we have init.py? I don't think so. Base agent, we still don't have it. Then why it's not working and why it didn't give me any feedback whatsoever? Let me try deleting it from here. Exit that and recompile. That's strange. Let me do that manually. Remove Python services. It should have appeared, by the way. Let's say this installed services. Like that. Then sudo cp. Okay. Add. Build. And it should be here. Let me try start. Yeah, it's not there because the beacon is offline. That's super frustrating. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing any kind of error about that. Or at least some kind of debug message, right? An information. What happened? No, nothing. You get nothing, sir. So code, desktop, example container. Let me start from scratch. Okay, let me again go to Apple or actually Medusa. No, actually, let's go to Apple. So we have payload type. And we also have something different. We have payload type, Medusa, Medusa. Payload type, Apple, Apple. So we always have things like that. So in that case, it's like payload type. And let's directly call that Medusa or actually basic Python agent. So we have payload type, Apple, in that case, basic Python agent, and again Apple. Sweet. So inside the basic Python agent, so the first Apple, it's like the main.py and Docker file. Okay. All right. And inside the Apple, we have agent code, Mythic, and init.py. Okay. inside Mythic, you have init.py, which is that. Okay, let's try it like that. But now we need to modify the script, so I can do sudo vim recompile.sh, and now we want to copy not Python services, but basic Python agent. Then we want to add that basic Python agent, and here build basic Python agent. Now obviously need to be done here. Basic Python agent. Oh, what was the issue with that? Build path. We added the basic Python agent, but it's not there. Again. And again, the same error. All right. Let me try with the old main.py because it worked back in the days. Let's see. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is. Okay. We don't have commands. Now we get back to the root problem. Okay, but now we see that something finally happened. All right. Whew. Good. Now if you go to Mythic, builder.py, now let's see if everything's correct. We saw the Medusa SVG, the logo I mean. So let's see. Basic Python agent, Mythic. There is the Medusa SVG inside the Mythic. And we have basic Python agent code. Is that the case with Apple? Let me check that. So with Apple, on the agent functions, we have builder.py, and on the builder.py, let's see how that's structured. Maybe I can use this template to be more precise. Yeah, so now that's completely the same. Completely the same. Code path is slash yeah, that's pretty much completely the same code. I'm using the same template, absolutely the same code as that. So most likely that's not the issue. I can double check because I'm already burned out. I can double check if something different is gonna come. Yeah, so I'm using quite the same code. At least it's online now. That's what makes me so happy. And it does HTTP communication. All we need to do is find out how to get it to read commands. Don't tell me it's that thing, because the agent, I designed the agent to be only Windows specific, and the exit was Windows, Linux, and Mac. So please, don't tell me that bugged the whole environment. If that was the case, I'll be so mad, but it would be at least good that we find it. Alright, it's online again. Go there, action, generate payload, Windows, like that, and not the case. Okay, at least it was not that dumb. Okay, now this is the command. Let me remove that. On the agent code, I have exit.py and exit.py here. Now if you go to the Apple's init.py, I'm wondering what's there. So that's inside Apple Mythic init.py. In our case, it's inside basic Python agent, so double time the agent name, Mythic. Mythic and init.py. It's there. It's exactly there. And it's exactly the same code. So for Medusa, so we have Medusa, Mythic, init.py, that's the one. So we have pretty much the same code. Then why doesn't it read the command? And that one's empty. You have the exit cmd, which is exactly the same. Oh. And on the agent code, we have exit.py, which is again exactly the same. Maybe I missed something deeper. Because Medusa, the initial agent that we got, was designed on JS, so maybe we have some kind of a different metadata or files that prevent the Mythic order to find the commands. So let me start by analyzing that more in details. So agent function, agent icons, we don't need that. Documentation, we don't need that. Config.json. Exclude payload type, false. So let me first see if it's not working. So the agent is online, action, generate new payload, Windows, Windows test. Or maybe oh well boy. Okay, finally we got it after 2 hours and 15 minutes. Phew! Alright, that was pain in the something. So what happened was my structure was indeed correct, but the error was a misname between the agent name and the basic agent folder. So you have payload type. Inside that payload type, you have the name of your agent, and the name of your agent should be exactly the same as the name you define here. Otherwise, it's not gonna read the thing, and obviously, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna read the commands. Oof, that was so bad. So now, the good thing is that we have a standard Python agent. So now I can try to add some commands. I can go here. Here. I do next. I do HTTP. We can just test it to see if it's gonna work. Alright, then let's do like that. Get my IP address. Create the payload. ls command is not available for Python 3.8. Okay. We're not gonna use ls. We're gonna use something else. We're gonna just do exit. So I'm gonna remove both of the payloads. Like that. Generate new one. Windows. Basic agent. Alright, I don't want to be obfuscated. I want only the exit to be here. Next, HTTP. IP address. next, wait payload. Alright, there it is. Or I can download the file, or I can I can simply transfer it as before. So Python 3, like that. Now let me go back finally to my commando machine, which we didn't use. I feel ashamed by that, but that's how things are. Now refresh, download this thing. Alright, Python 3, basic, or actually Python basic agent. Now we can go here, we can receive our callback, the new one, so we can hide that one. And here we can type exit, and we can expect the callback to die. And now if you go back to my command VM, we should, in theory, see, yep, now the beacon is dead. Whew, that was so pain, and that's the issue, the lessons of that is a very simple mistake can lead to 2 hours of debugging. So definitely make sure to check everything. And some minor mistakes and minor things, like the whole name of the agent, can cause super huge difference and super huge bugs that you would need hours to debug as we did before. But I think we did a good job because now we understand the structure of the code. We have a payload type which has the basic agent name, and this folder must be allocated and transferred into our Mythic installed services. When that happens, we need to add it to Mythic, build it, and then we can use it. Now from the agent code, this is the base agent and that's how it communicates to the HTTP. We have any custom function, in that case is the exit. On the Mythic, we have init.py, which is default. It just uses for getting and reading all the functions that it has. Inside the agent functions, we have the templates and the definition for the functions alongside with builder.py, which is supposed to get all the parameters and build your payload, which we're gonna dive more into that later. Ideally, I want to create something like a PowerShell based beacon, and we're gonna use Python just to get the structure of our beacon. We're gonna then create a separate new one with PowerShell. That's the main idea. So we're gonna do one step at a time. In a nutshell, in agent function, you have the definition and template for your commands. That's how they work. And pretty much here you define the template, here you define their main code, and the important part was pretty much the issue with the name of the beacon itself. Yeah, so thank you for the following. Yeah, I appreciate you so much, and I really hope it was not that boring seeing me debug a simple issue for 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna stop the stream now because I got really tired doing that, and definitely you're gonna continue doing the same thing next week. So expect a new stream on Monday next week where we're gonna dive the things into deeper understanding. We can try first reversing the beacon, seeing how it's encrypted, how it's not, how it communicates over HTTP. After we get that, we can maybe try to lay out some PowerShell foundation for our new beacon. We can try to add some commands and so on, but ideally we want to have a PowerShell beacon where you can execute in memory and so on. So definitely I'm gonna see you on Monday. Next Monday we're gonna do another stream on continuing the series, and the main idea would be to reverse engineer the HTTP callbacks, trying to implement that for PowerShell, and I think that's more of enough for the next week. Yeah. So appreciate you for all the attention. You were not that active on the comment section, but at least I hope you learned something new. That's gonna be uploaded to YouTube, so make sure to follow there, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.